Hey, good afternoon, scholars. I hope your morning has been going well, and I hope you had a good weekend celebrating Mother's Day with whatever mothers you celebrated. I'm wondering if the weekend didn't have something to do with our insane drop in turn-in rates. I don't know, there's a few different factors that might help explain this, not excuse it, but possibly explain it. We had Mother's Day. I know that I messed up on the due date. I accidentally set this assignment to be due Friday night when it should have been done Sunday night. If that was the cause for confusion, and you didn't get it in, you still should have turned it in, just turned it in late, and that wouldn't have been counted against you. Um, but I know that was something that's not normal. I messed up on that. Um, so what we're going to do is I'm going to extend the Fred assignment. I'm going to give it an extension so it's due tonight. And I'm going to walk through this assignment one more time because we did have some students who did it and did a fantastic job. Our grit list is only one column today. It's been two, but I'm super proud of the students that are on the grit list. Today. And based on the work that they did, I think I have some useful feedback for you students who want to redo it or are going to get it in today because of whatever happened this weekend. All right, so let's walk through the assignment real quick. This is what it looks like. And this is, we've been slowly putting together our response to this prompt, which is basically asking if Reginald Rose wrote this play as a celebration of the way our court system and our juries work, or as a warning about them. And last week, you decided if you were going to argue that it's a celebration or that it's a warning. All we're doing today is we're going back through the text. And we're finding 4 quotes that we can use to help prove our point. Remember, the point that you prove needs to be kind of specific, right? You're not just saying it's a warning, period. You're saying it's a warning. The Rose wrote this play as a warning of the American jury system because reason number 1, reason number 2. You need to get specific about what exactly he's warning us about, okay? And I'll give you an example of that in a second. So if you say, for example, it's a celebration because the jurors look at the facts carefully, you need to go through the book and find at least 2 quotes that'll help you show this. So in this box right here, you're just diving back into the text and you're copying and pasting quotes that you think that you're going to be able to use. The example I gave on Friday, no one should be using this quote, but I just want to show you how easy it is to do this part of the assignment. Go back in, find the quote that you want to use, boom, copy and paste it. You're going to need to put the page number though. This was from page 14. Go back in the book and find 4 different quotes that you could use to help prove your point, okay? And remember, your point is actually 2 different assertions, and I'll give you an example here. So if I say in my assertion that Rose wrote the play as a celebration and of the American jury system because he showed that strangers can overcome their differences and the jury taking their time to discuss the facts of the case. Okay, so if those are the 2, you're really making 2 assertions to help prove your point. So my overall point is that it's a celebration. And the ways that I show that it's a celebration is jurors are overcoming their differences and they're taking their time to discuss the facts. So you're really coming up with an overall thesis, warning or celebration, and then 2 assertions to help prove which one you picked, okay? So let's get into some examples. Oh, so I'm sorry. In these boxes below, you'll find 4 quotes that are going to help you prove that point. After you've got 4, highlight the 2 strongest and include them down here. Which quote are you going to use? And then what's that quote going to help you show? Okay? Here's some useful feedback based on the students who got their work in. You're going to have 3 takeaways for today, your feedback. Again, here's Elvia giving a strong example of picking a side and then previewing her 2 assertions. Elvia is going to say, I think 12 Angry Men is a warning about the judicial system's failings because it showed how a young boy's life put in jeopardy because of the jury's racial beliefs and personal bias. So those are the 2 things that she's really going to dive into, okay? So takeaway number 1, let me change the wording on this so it's actually correct. Your thesis, right? A thesis is an assertion is what you're proving in just one paragraph. A thesis is what you're proving over the course of a couple paragraphs. This one's going to be a thesis and then 2 assertions. So your thesis right here, her thesis is that it's a warning, and her 2 assertions to help prove that thesis are racial beliefs and personal bias. So takeaway number 1, your thesis should pick a side and preview the 2 assertions, okay? It should be you can do this in 1 sentence like Elvia did. Takeaway number 2, your evidence should only be 1 or 2 sentences long. You can't have a whole scene as your evidence, scholars. Jada's example is a really good is a good example of this. Her evidence is. Her quote she's going to use is, "They are wild animals. They're against us. They hate us. They want to destroy us." That's a powerful piece of evidence, and it's 1 to 2 sentences long. It's concise. So takeaway number 2 is your evidence should only be 1 to 2 sentences long. Takeaway number 3, we use Israel. I just pulled Israel's analysis after his quote. He says, this quote proves that even if we trust witnesses a lot, witnesses aren't perfect and still make mistakes. This quote shows that these mistakes can cause the whole case by convincing one person of false info. This is why Rose meant the story to be a warning. Boom, he revisits his thesis right there. He remembers in his analysis what he's trying to prove. He's proving that it's a warning. To always be careful, especially around witnesses with a memory with high emotional, because this can often lead to vivid memories of what happened. So Israel's overall thesis he's proving is it's a warning. In this specific paragraph, he was proving that witnesses don't remember things correctly in really emotional situations. So that was his assertion. So takeaway number 3 is, in your analysis after your evidence, make sure that you're connecting back to your assertion, your thesis. Revisit what you're proving in your assertion and which side you took. Okay? So 3 takeaways for today. Your assertion should pick a side and preview the 2 assertions. I should say thesis. Sorry, guys. Your thesis should pick a side, warning or celebration, and preview the 2 assertions that you're going to use to prove it. The evidence that you select should be 1 to 2 sentences long. And in your analysis, make sure you connect it back to your assertion and your thesis. You know, what points are you trying to prove? Which side did you take? All right? You've got until 10 p.m. tonight to go through, write your thesis statement, and then pick four strong quotes that you could use, narrow it down to 2, and then after you narrow it down to 2, really do your analysis. What are those 2 quotes going to prove? All right. Go to office hours today if you're having a hard time, and Mr. Calabrese is going to be able to really help you out and walk you through it. And I can't wait to see these numbers go way up. All right. I will see you guys tomorrow.